What if I told you you've been setting your goals all wrong?
Let's start over, because this is where most of us go wrong.
Good habits can make rational sense, but if they conflict with your identity, you will fail to put them into action.
This is a direct quote from James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits.
Over the years, every time I wrote down my goals, I hit the same wall, not seeing any results by the end of the year. Maybe I was setting myself up for failure, trying to juggle too much, staying strong for a few weeks, and then burning out. And I couldn't help but wonder, why can't I make it work? The problem is, when we set goals, we often focus only on the outcome, not on the identity behind it. Let me explain. Take two people with the same goal. Person A wants to lose 20 pounds by the end of the year, and person B wants to become someone who values their health. What's the difference? Well, one focuses on the result and the other is the kind of person they want to be.
Why does this matter?
Outcome-based goals focuses on the what, the specific achievement, while identity-based goals focuses on the who, the person you want to become. It's the difference between saying, I'm not good at this, versus the goal isn't to be good at this, but to become a person who excels at it.
Your behavior is a reflection of your identity.
When we focus on identity-based goals, we build lasting habits because they're rooted in who we are, not just in temporary achievements. Before we can set goals, we need to unlearn who we think we are and practice becoming the person we want to be. My favorite principle I keep in mind every day, ever since reading Atomic Habits, is the 1% rule. Here's what I mean. Goals give direction, but system creates progress. Small, consistent actions are what lead to real change. Instead of taking a 2-minute car ride to the corner store, choose to walk the 10-minute distance. Or leave your phone in another room when your alarm goes off so you're not tempted to hit snooze. Why does this matter? Because if you improve just 1% each day, you'll end up 37 times better by the end of the year. But if you get 1% worse every day, the negative effects compound as well. So focus building on habits, not just goals. It's the systems that you create that lead to lasting change. Speaking of systems, here's how we both can become our best in 2025.
Everyone's tried habit tracking in one form or another, right? Whether it's an app, bullet journal, or a cute printout you happen to find on Pinterest. We've all been there. But for me, they never quite fit right. Until I realized I'm a graphic designer. I can just create my own.
Let's break it down into simple steps. First, find your method. Choose something that resonates with you. Download an app, grab a printable tracker, or design your own like I did. The key is picking a method you'll actually enjoy using. Second, start small. Begin with 1 or 2 habits that feel meaningful. Set weekly or monthly intentions, and don't overcomplicate things. Progress builds over time. For my tracker, I decided to focus on 19 habits, but trust me, you don't need that many. Just start with what works for you. I ended up adding a monthly quote or an affirmation for inspiration, a reward system to celebrate hitting 70 to 80% of my goals, a mood board to reflect my progress and how I felt along the way. I keep my tracker by my bed, so it's one of the first and last things I see every day. Visual cues like this are a great way to stay consistent without overthinking it. It's amazing how rewarding those little check marks feel. Just 2 months in, and I already feel more focused and intentional. That's the beauty of small, consistent progress. It adds up. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I always encourage everyone to journal. Journaling has been my one way of tracking those 1% changes. It's the way of me identifying any patterns in my habits. It's where I figure out what's working and what's not. When I started journaling 2 to 3 years ago, I barely stuck with it. I write my thoughts down, but then the notebook would sit untouched for months. Eventually, I made a promise to myself. Each week, I jot down something, whether it was one line or a full paragraph, and not stress about it. No pressure, no obligations. This small change made journaling feel approachable, and over time, it naturally became a habit. At first, I was just writing, but soon I wanted to reflect on what I'd written. By the end of 2023, I realized my entries had grown so much that reflecting on them all at once was overwhelming. That's when I set a new goal: monthly reflections. I'll admit, I stuck with it for the first half of the year and then immediately fell off the second half. But even then, looking back at my 6-month mark, those monthly reflections made it so much easier for me to see both my growth and the patterns within my habits. It's funny how something so simple made the biggest drastic change for me, and that's why I encourage you to start small too. My new goal for this year for journaling and reflecting is to stay consistent for the entire year. Now, it doesn't even have to take that long. Just doing 5 minutes in the morning or before bed can make a huge difference. And you can start asking yourself things like, what are 3 things you're grateful for? What was the best part of your day? And what did you struggle with the most? By tracking these little moments, you'll start to see the 1% improvements adding up.
I just started implementing something new into my routine this year, but I actually begun it halfway last year. If you've seen my 6-month reset video, you know I talk about the importance of writing a letter to yourself.
Writing to your future self isn't just about jotting down your goals. It's about writing as if you already achieved them. You're affirming the person you already are, not just hoping for what you'll become. So instead of saying, I hope I hit 1,000 subscribers, try something like, I'm so proud of myself for dedicating time and effort to content creation, and it paid off. We hit 1,000 subscribers, 4,000 watch hours, and my channel is finally monetized. By affirming who you already are and what you've accomplished, you rewire your brain to believe in your abilities rather than focusing on lack or hope. So, write it down, type it out, or even record a voice memo. Then don't look at it again until the end of 2025. When you come back to it, you'll be amazed at how much growth has happened. Give it a try. It truly is a game changer.
You know, I always thought I was doing vision boarding correctly, but I can say some of y'all who are watching have been making vision boards all wrong. And if that offends you, well, take a hard look at yourself in the mirror and know that I'm right. I'm right because I've also made the same mistakes too.
A vision board is a powerful tool that can either help or hurt you when it comes to achieving your goals. But here's the thing. Vision boards aren't just about slapping pretty pictures on a board. They need to be personal and specific. The images you choose should feel meaningful and aligned with your exact goals.
A lot of what I've learned from making a vision board work comes from Jill Squarid. I'm sorry if I pronounced her name wrong. She actually goes deeper into the science and the strategy of how vision board works. If you want to dive even deeper, I actually recommend checking out her video.
Our brain processes vivid images as if they're real through mental rehearsal, which helps manifest the reality you want. This is why vision boards work.
But only if they're done right.
Before you start your vision board, have a clear intention in mind. If you don't, it won't work. Choose images that help you visualize your success. Edit photos if you need to. Make it feel like your goal has already happened.
For example, if your goal is to get an apartment, don't just grab any random photo. Be specific. What kind of apartment? A high-rise or a cozy one-bedroom? What's the view like? If you're focused on content creation, don't just find a random subscriber count you found on Pinterest. Screenshot your account and Photoshop the desired number you want for that year.
Remember this phrase, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Stay aspirational, but realistic. Focus on a few meaningful goals, not a cluttered mess of images. Be intentional. And lastly, place your vision board somewhere you'll see it every day. Engage with it so you can feel the emotions tied to achieving those goals. By embracing the 1% rule, focusing on systems, and shifting my mindset to something I can sustain, the journey is definitely worth a try. Now, I still have a lot ahead of me, but I'm very excited to see where this year takes me. Remember that we're just all human, and together we're just trying to create the life that we want. I'm so grateful for all of you tuning in and watching my stuff, and I am very excited to continue this journey of mine and share it with you on this platform that I enjoy so much. If you enjoyed content like this, feel free to check out my other episodes over on my channel. I appreciate all of you, and I shall see y'all in the next one. Bye.